I participated two locations. One is at the public library and the other is at the Student Center of Ball State. Actually, I think these two locations are great because it's easy to access and it's convenient for bus or other transportation.
I heard about the Muncie Big Read through a friend of mine, and then I saw the promotions through Facebook, and I just clicked on the link, and then Bo contacted me and gave me all the information, and I signed up for the Muncie Book Read with my daughter. One of the things that we participated, my daughter and I, was going through the main first day where they were distributing the books, and it was here at Ball State, and there was a gentleman that came and spoke about Fahrenheit 451, and he did a really good presentation about the book, and I thought it was really interesting how they were able to bring in the community into Ball State to promote reading.
What I did with the Big Read program is I went to their first night when they had passed out the books, and a man who worked with Ray Bradbury actually came and talked about his style of writing, the book itself, and what it was like to be around him. And it was quite entertaining.
I do steampunk style sculptures and tabletop lamps and odd things. And when I had heard about this competition, especially since it had to do with Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, I was interested right away. That's kind of what caught my attention. I've always been a science fiction fan, and that was one of the first science fiction books I read when I was, a young teenager or whatever. So when I heard that it involved that story, that's what really caught my attention. So it didn't take me long to kind of visualize what I wanted to do regarding that. I thought it was great.
What I like most about the program that I went to is there was a lot of different people, elderly from just the community, teachers from the academy, and young people like myself. We all got together over a common goal of reading this very interesting novel.
In our house, we love to read, and I think it's such an important element in our education system, and it's a shame that it's kind of dying out. So I think the Muncie Book Read, it's a great way to promote reading throughout our area. And we came all the way from Henry County. We're not even in this region, but we thought it was so important that we were able to come and attend at least one of the sessions from the Muncie Book Read. And I think once you start reading a book, you can get lost into that story and escape from where you're at and live through that story that you're reading. It's a great way to, even for historical facts, any type of book, history, fiction, you can get lost in the book.
I think it's very impressive for me because it's a great opportunity to let the people to increase the involvement of the great literature. This is a classic book. Actually, people from different ages, they read them. Second, I think this book is great because even though it was written decades ago, but still it has some meaningful results in the current society. People read in different ages, have different opinions and thoughts of the book. So I think it was great.
I believe that programs like the Muncie Big Read is essential into our community because the art of reading is dying in our youth. They're more interested in their technology than in reading and advancing and being educated, whether it may be a fictional book or a historical book. There's so many books out there that they can get lost in and be advanced in their reading levels. For example, my daughter in elementary school already had a high school level reading, and I think it's essential to educate our community and promote reading.
Actually, I'm a reader myself, so even I'm from a different culture and background from the US, but still that's a great opportunity to let me to know the book, know the situation that happened. Maybe it was faked, but still it's a great literature. So I'm very glad to involve this program. Actually, my daughter, she read the book in her middle school, and she introduced this to me, which I'm very interested in.
I kind of wish I had somehow found out about it sooner. I'm not really sure if it was, advertised constantly in the newspaper and I just hadn't noticed it.
There was not much that needed to be improved. I think that it was promoted, and whether it was in the newspapers or through Facebook, and I think there was a lot of exposure. I just wish perhaps there would be more people that attended and it was bigger, because reading is such an important essence, at least in my life. Perhaps going through the school systems and promoting it that way at the high school levels, depending on the type of book that you're introducing to the community.
Because I heard this from a friend, so I'm not quite noticed that, so maybe there are more ads on internet, maybe Facebook's, Twitter, or maybe even in the radio. So I think that more and more people know the program will be better.
If this was ever offered again, I'd absolutely do it again, even if the book they were showcasing, if I'd read it before, I'd do it again to see what other people thought and do all the little activities that are along with the Big Read program.